Hi everybody, today we're going to read Tale of a Tadpole by Karen Wallace. Tale of a Tadpole. What do you guys see on the cover of this book? I see a frog sitting on a lily pad. I see a pink flower. And I see the lily pad is on the water. And under the lily pad, I see some black dots right over here. See black dots. I wonder what those black dots are. What do you guys think those black dots could be? Do you think this book is going to be about frogs and tadpoles? Because we see a frog on the cover of our book, maybe this book might be about a frog. And since our title says tadpole, maybe our book is going to be about tadpoles. What do you guys think? Let's read and find out. Tale of a Tadpole. The tale of a tadpole begins in a pond. Mother frog lays her eggs next to a lily pad. Each tiny egg is wrapped in clear jelly. So look, the mother frog lays her eggs next to a lily pad. So the mother frog lays her eggs next to a lily pad. And each tiny egg is wrapped in clear jelly. So look, each little egg has clear jelly around it. It's surrounded by clear jelly. So let's see what happens next. Inside the jelly, the eggs grow into tadpoles. They wiggle like worms. They push through the jelly and swim in the water. They breathe through gills, just like fishes. So look, inside the jelly, the egg grows into tadpoles. So look, inside the jelly, so this is the jelly, the egg grows into tadpoles. So look, I see a tail. Look, I see a little tadpole here. Before, all we saw were black dots, and now that black dot is growing and it's turning into a tadpole. So they push through the jelly and swim in the water. So they push through the jelly, they're pushing their way out of the jelly. And look, they're swimming in the water. And they breathe it through their gills, just like fish. So they have gills. So fish have gills. They have little lines on them. Those are the gills that help them breathe underwater. So tadpoles live underwater and they breathe through their gills just like fish do. Many other animals live in the pond. Shiny goldfish and sticklebacks and great diving beetles. They chase the young tadpoles. So they live underwater with all these other animals. Shiny goldfish live underwater. The sticklebacks live underwater. And the great diving beetles live underwater. And they all chase the young tadpoles, and they're all chasing the tadpoles. Look how little these tadpoles are, and look how big all these fish are. Look how big the shiny goldfish is, and the sticklebacks, and the diving beetles. They're so big compared to the tadpole. The tadpole is so tiny, it's so small. It's so tiny and so small. I wonder what happens next. Do the tadpoles stay this size? Do you think they stayed like that forever? Or do you think they grow? How big do you think they grow? What do they turn into? Let's see. A stickleback feels hungry. He opens his mouth wide. The little gray tadpoles wiggle their tails and swim away through the water. So look. So stickleback feels hungry and opens its mouth. Look, it feels hungry and opens its mouth. And the little gray tadpoles, look, the little gray tadpoles wiggle their tails. So look, they have a tail. And they're wiggling that tail. Look, they're wiggling. They're wiggling that tail. Look, they're wiggling that tail. And swimming away through the water. So look. And so this is the fish, and it's chasing the tadpoles. It's chasing the tadpoles. And and the little tadpoles are swimming away. They're trying to get away. They're trying to get away. So what do you think will happen next? Do you think they're gonna grow? Do you think they're gonna start growing? Or do you think they're gonna be getting chased by other fish? Let's see what happens next. A great diving beetle feels hungry too. His hairy back legs beat through the water. The tadpoles escape and hide in the weeds. So look, this is the great diving beetle. So look, this is the great diving beetle. And the great diving beetle feels hungry too. It's hungry too. It wants to eat. So his hairy back legs beat through the water. So its back legs swims through the water. And look, these are the tadpoles over here. So the tadpoles escape. They escape the great diving beetle. They escape. They get away and hide in the weeds. So look, the tadpoles are hiding in the weeds. They're hiding so they don't get eaten by the great diving beetle. So they're hiding. Look, they're hiding. Look at all these tadpoles. They're hiding over here. I wonder what's gonna happen next. What other animal do you think they're gonna see? Do you think they're gonna find another animal underwater that they have to run away from? Let's see. Soon a tadpole grows legs with teeny webbed toes. Webbed toes are like flippers. They help the small tadpole push through the water. So look. So this is a tadpole, and it grows legs. So it grows legs, start to grow legs. So before it was just a tail. So before, look, the tadpoles just have a tail. Look, they just had a tail. But now, the tadpole grows legs. So look, it's growing legs. Like I see one leg over here. And with teeny webbed toes. So look, the toes are webbed. Look, they're stuck together. Look, they're webbed. So the webbed toes are like flippers. So the webbed toes, these toes are like flippers that help the small tadpole push to the water. So these webbed toes help the tadpole swim in the water. It helps the tadpole swim in the water. So before it had a tail, and now look, the tadpole looks bigger. Look, before the tadpole was so small. Look, now it grew also in size. It grew in size also. It got bigger. And look, it grew legs too. Let's see, I wonder what it's gonna grow next. Is it gonna grow more legs? Do you think it's gonna grow hands? How about feet? What do you think it's gonna grow next? Or do you think this is the size it's going to remain in? Let's see. He grows arms with long, skinny fingers. He nibbles on plants and gobbles green pondweed. So look, his arms, he grows arms and long shiny fingers. So look, he grows arms and long shiny fingers. Arms and long shiny fingers. And he nibbles on plants and gobbles green pondweed. So now it grew arms, so it grew legs, arms, and also it nibbles on plants. So it's underwater and it's eating green plants. So the tadpole eats green plants. So it grew in size. Before it was so small and tiny. Now it grew in size. Look how long it has become. It grew legs that are webbed that help it swim through the water. It grew It grew arms with long shiny fingers, and it lives underwater. The gills help it breathe, and it nibbles on plants. It eats plants underwater. I wonder what else, how else the tadpole is going to change. I wonder how else it's going to transform. Let's see. I wonder, maybe it's going to grow a longer tail, maybe eyes. Let's see. Half tadpole, half frog. He rests in the sunshine. His tail is shrinking. He gets smaller. It gets smaller and smaller. So now it's half tadpole because it has a long tail. Look, it's half tadpole because it has a long tail. And half frog. Look, it looks just like a frog now. The front part looks just like a frog. Look, with the legs and the arms. So just the tail is remaining. So the tail is shrinking. So day by day, the tail is shrinking. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So now look, and now the tadpole, it says, rests in the sunshine. So now the tadpole no longer lives underwater. It's the tadpole lives on the surface, out of the water. And the tail is getting short. Look how it's shrinking. And now look, the tadpole doesn't have any tail anymore. The tail went away. There's no more tail. So now it looks more like what animal? What animal does it look like over here? What animal does it look like over here? It looks like a frog. So the tadpole transforms into a frog. So let's see what happens next. I wonder where the frog is gonna live. Or I wonder, does the frog still live underwater? Let's see. The new little frog sits on a lily pad. His legs are strong now. He can breathe through his nostrils. His skin is dotted with teeny gold spots. So look. So the new little frog sits on a lily pad. So look, it's sitting on a lily pad. The frog is sitting on a lily pad. This is a lily pad. And his legs are strong now, so he has strong legs now. He has strong legs. Before he just had a tail. So now there's legs, and those legs are strong. They're strong legs. He can breathe through his nostrils. Look, his nostrils. We have nostrils too. On our nose, we have two nostrils, and those nostrils help us breathe. So look, the frog has nostrils. Look, they're right over here. The frog has nostrils. So the frog no longer has gills. The gills went away. So before, when it was a tadpole, the tadpole had gills, and the gills helped it breathe underwater. Now that it's a frog, the gills went away, and now the frog has nostrils, so he breathes through his nostrils, and he has strong legs. The skin is dotted with tiny gold spots, and the skin is dotted with tiny gold spots. Look, it has some gold in it. So I wonder what happens next. Does the frog get bigger than this? I wonder what else is gonna happen. Frogs must keep their skin slimy. He hops back in the pond and swims for a while. Then he climbs onto a log. Another frog climbs up and sits down beside it. So, we learned that a frog's skin is slimy. So, a frog must keep their skin slimy. So, frogs have slimy skin. They have slimy skin. Look how slimy the skin is. They have slimy skin. So, he hops back into the pond. And then the frog swims for a while. And then the frog climbs a log. It climbs a log. And then look, The frog met another frog, so the two frogs are sitting together. So the two frogs are sitting together. So I wonder what's gonna happen next. Are they gonna meet more frogs? Are more frogs gonna come? And they're gonna play together? What else is gonna happen? And I wonder what other changes happen to the frog. Does it get bigger? Do the legs get longer? I wonder what else, what other changes happen. So the frog's skin is slimy. It's slimy. Now full grown, he dives through the water. He's not afraid of the stickleback. He swims past the beetle. So now the frog, look how big the frog is. Look how long the frog legs are. Look how long they are. And the arms. But now look how big the frog is. Before, the frog in the beginning of the book, the frog was scared because it was a small tiny tadpole. So it was scared. It was scared of the goldfish. It was scared of the stickleback because the tadpole was so small and tiny. Now the tadpole transformed. Now the tadpole transformed into a big frog, and now the frog is no longer scared of the stickleback. It just swims past it, so it's no longer scared of the stickleback. In the pond, he watches and waits. What does he see with his round, beady eyes? So look, frogs have round, beady eyes. So this is how the eye looks like. This is how the eye looks. A fly lands above him. He creeps closer and closer. So look, he has round, beady eyes, and he's waiting. Look, he's watching. He's waiting and waiting. And then he sees a fly. He sees a fly right over here. What do you think he's gonna? Do you think he's gonna eat the fly? Do you think the frog is gonna eat the fly? I wonder what he's going to do. Let's see. But a big frog jumps up. It snatches the fly with its long, sticky tongue. The frog misses his meal. Next time he'll be faster. So this frog saw the fly, but it was not fast enough. Another frog jumps up and snatches the fly. So frogs have long, sticky tongues. So frogs have long, sticky tongues. So their skin is slimy. So look, their skin is slimy. And they have long, sticky tongues. They have long, sticky tongues. And these long, sticky tongues help them catch food. So look, the tongue stuck to the fly. And it's able to catch the fly. So it helps the frog eat. It helps it catch food. So I wonder what's gonna happen next. Let's see. The golden skinned frog chases a dragonfly. It lands on a lily pad. Under the lily pad are hundreds of frog eggs. Inside each egg, a tadpole is growing. Each tadpole will grow into a golden skinned frog. So now the cycle is beginning again, is starting all over again. So look, so this is the golden skinned frog, and the frog is chasing a dragonfly. Look, a dragonfly. This is a dragonfly. So the dragonfly lands on the lily pad. This is the lily pad that it's landing on. This is a lily pad. And under the lily pad, what do we see under the lily pad? What do we see? We see eggs. We see frog eggs under the lily pad. There's frog eggs under the lily pad. And look how many frog eggs there are. There's so many I can't even count. And then inside each egg is, what do you think is inside each of the eggs? What's inside each of the eggs? A tadpole. Good. A tadpole is growing. So look, inside these eggs, there's a tadpole that is growing. So look, they're still very tiny. They still look just like that. So they still have to grow until they're able to get out of their eggs. So let's see what happens. So picture wordless. So the egg is surrounded by jelly. The tadpole has a tail. The frog breathes through its nostrils, just like us. This is how the frog's eye looks. Frogs have long, sticky tongues that help them catch food to eat. Frogs have fingers. Frogs have webbed toes just like this to help them swim. Tadpoles have gills that help them breathe. And the frog egg is surrounded by jelly so it can protect it. So we said first. So first the tadpole grows inside the egg, then it hatches, and look how small it is. It just has a long tail and the head. Then it grows the legs and the arms, and it grows bigger in size. Then the tail starts to go away, and then the tail goes away, and look, it's a frog. The end.